Hey guys, and welcome back to Hyro's Dark Souls live playthrough. We're going to head on to Anor Londo after just finishing Sen's Fortress. So we'll examine the Ring of Light. We'll cue a cutscene. This cutscene is very similar to one in Demon's Souls as well. In the Tower of Latria. We get picked up by a whole bunch of gargoyles and they're transported. I might just watch this one actually. It's pretty cool. Those gargoyles remind me of something from Resident Evil. The lickers maybe, with that exposed brain sort of thing going on. So they're going to carry me all the way up here. You get a sweet view of Anor Londo. It'd be cool if maybe in their if there is another Dark Souls style game, I'm sure there will be, maybe some more exploration. I know the feeling they're going for is being like isolated and whatnot, but it'd be cool to have a really big open area, like multiple paths sort of thing. Because Dark Souls is pretty open, like in which way you tackle it, but all the areas are sort of a bit linear, if you know what I mean. Not that it's a bad thing, but I don't know, it'd be cool. See if they can pull it off. Alright, so these guards here, they attack you if you get too close, I think, or if you attack them or whatever. We're just going to avoid the ones we can. And there's some chests behind them. Some of them are mimics, or one of them is a mimic up here. As you can see, this zone looks pretty awesome. Yeah, sweet. Alright, now we're going to head through to the Firekeeper here. Now, if you wanted to head back, if you were stuck somewhere in Anor Londo or whatever, and you needed to get back to like Firelink sort of thing, you can go back up to where I was, where I got dropped off, and touch the ring, and they send you back.
Well, welcome. What?
So we're just going to reinforce our Estus Flask with that Firekeeper soul we've been holding on to for a little while, and level up a bit, I guess. Depends on what sort of weapons I want to use later on, but for the most part, probably just gonna pump those points into vitality and endurance. We can always farm up some other stats later if we find a weapon we want to use. Now, let's get started on this zone, I guess. Might just change my weapon. And rings. There we go. Still got a fast roll? Yeah, it's good enough. So we're going to go right ahead and take this elevator down. And we'll be greeted with an enemy who used to be a boss. One of the gargoyles. I wonder if they have the same sort of HP range when they appear as normal enemies. So if you missed cutting off the other gargoyles' tails, you can do it here as well. It's pretty much the same sort of deal going on. Just gotta watch out, they attack with their tails. Woo! As you can see, my scythe does not do a whole lot of damage. Let's try out that pyromancy. Lock that up. Cut his tail off with pyromancy. So that tail cutting mechanic seems to be... Like, feel free to disagree, but seems to be straight from Monster Hunter, really. There's a lot of enemies in that. Most of the enemies with tails. In fact, all the enemies with tails, I think you can cut off their tails to get more loot. Not necessarily a new weapon. So as you can see, if we want to progress further, we can't actually get across because this bridge is facing the wrong direction. So we're going to need to head back. And I believe a lot of people got stuck here the first time they played. I know I did. I had no idea where I was supposed to be going. It's pretty unintuitive, this part, but you know, that's alright. You can just head up here. Imagine doing that in real life. Alright, so I'm going to head up here. Imagine doing anything from Dark Souls in real life, actually. And we're going to face some human enemies, which means I'm going to actually be able to use my scythe on them properly, without it sucking completely. So that last hit procs that bleed effect, I think. So these guys are pretty easy. Chuck stuff at you and they get at range. Whatever. As you can see, the scythe's got a really big hitbox, really big range. You can hit people from a long way away. Good poke. So you can play quite defensively with it. But you can't attack while you got your shield up, unlike the spear. So a bit of... It's not really platforming, I guess, but just got to try not to fall off. I suppose it's platforming. These guys will throw things at you while you're doing it. And also that shadow always looks like there's a guy in there doing stuff. But it's just the shadows casting across from the people up here. So I'm just going to take that guy out. Now, if you attack this, you can drop that chandelier. And gives you, there's an item to collect down there. I think it's a miracle or something like that. But we'll get to that later. You can see that fog gate up ahead. That's where we're going to be trying to get to. Whoop. I saw that. So the best to just sort of position yourself nicely. If you have a good shield, this is going to be pretty easy. And you sort of just wait for them to attack you and then go for it. Now if you have a weapon that pushes you along, you're going to want to be extra careful not to fall off the edge. So I'm just going to wait and recover some more stam. Got to be careful with the lock on as well, that it doesn't push you off. Nice view of that statue. Alright, sweet. So there's a fog gate down here which is going to allow us to turn that bridge around the right way again. This lever here will move the bridge back in case you've moved it up and you come through the zone again. So we're just going to pull this lever across, push it across, rather. And that's going to move this connector down so that we can get all the way across. And it's going to stay like that if we die, so it's a shortcut. You can lower it down another level as well, which lets you gain access to the where you saw that chandelier drop down. And there's a painting there, which is a sort of secret level, I guess? A painted world. But we can't actually access that yet, because I don't have the item needed. But we'll go do that later. It's a pretty fun zone. I might do that as like a bonus round sort of thing. So this guy's just getting absolutely pummeled by my combustion. Pyromancy is a really good thing to pick up. Doesn't matter what build you are, unless you think it's cheap and you don't want to use it, but it's fantastic. It doesn't require any stats or anything to use, and you don't need to spec into anything really, except for if you really wanted to go into it, you could put points into achievement, so you can have some more slots. But yeah, no, it's great, and the only modifier for increased damage is just spending souls on upgrading your flame, which is pretty easy to do. So these guards here are going to come at me, and I'm not going to be able to do much with this weapon I've got, so I'm just going to sort of try and roll that sweep. They might even follow me out here, actually. So we'll see how we go. These gargoyles as well, pretty annoying. Yeah, you just avoid them. Hopefully. They shouldn't be able to come down this path. They might end up throwing spears at me, but that's alright. Now, as soon as you come through here, you're going to have to face two at once, so I'm going to use... I'm going to try and find an opening. There's archers up there attacking me as well. Alright, let's finish this guy off with the side if we can. I wonder if I can get the bleed effect to proc. Let's see. There we go. So you can see I had enough fourth hit. I did a butt ton of damage. Now, this bit stumps a lot of people. These archers up here are just gonna fire things at me. You can use a couple of spells like hidden body or whatever it's called to mask your presence and get through there easier. But you know, now that I've said this, I'm gonna actually die. But normally it's not a problem. You sort of just run ahead. If you summon some people, it can also be quite easy, and you can also snipe them. Although it takes a few arrows. So once you get up to here, usually this guy will switch to melee. And he's killed me. Whatever, no problem. Let's see if we can make a dash for it. I won't bother cutting it out. We'll put this video into, well, the next video I'll start from the next bonfire up, and then the boss fight. So now I have all my combustions back, which is what I would have preferred to be using on that part there. But yeah, normally you just get up to him and you can probably kick him off the edge or attack him or whatever. As long as he puts his bow away, you're fine. That bow, if it does hit you, it can knock you off. But a little bit annoying. That's alright. Gonna die many more a time in this game, unfortunately. Alright, so I'm just going to rush through and probably avoid those enemies. Those big knights, if you have something like this Firehander or whatever, you're going to be able to take them out pretty easy. My strategy for them is just to strafe around, like counterclockwise around them to the right. And when they do their shield bash attack, just let loose and go for it. They're weak to fire, and I think they're they absorb, not absorb, but they've got resistance to lightning, as do most of the enemies in this zone as far as I know. So I could probably take them out with a Pyromancy, but I don't have that many charges, so. That big door up there actually opens up once we hit around the side, and then it's just a straight run into the boss, which is nice. Alright, so let's keep going. Try and dodge these guys this time. They do have a really large, oh god, really large hitbox on their attack. It's really annoying actually. So just heal up once. Gonna teach me to try and run through. So I'm just gonna use my fireballs this time to take out these guys. Didn't know you could only aggro one at once. That certainly helps. We'll just take out this guy normally. See, on unarmored enemies, the sight's quite good, but once you put armor into the mix, you're just gonna bounce off a lot of the time. So we'll get my combustion ready to go. If you snipe these guys with poison arrows, you can just wait until they die, if they're really causing you a lot of trouble. So that's him taken care of. Not too big a drama. And we're going to head down to the next Fell Gate. Should really be in human form. Sorry to the person who requested I stay in human form for the whole game. I keep forgetting. So we're going to open this door straight up. And here's our knight solo buddy. It's an NPC. You can help through the game. And he actually helps you with the final boss, I think, if you keep him alive. So we're just going to rest here And we'll end the video at this part, and in the next part we'll clear up the rest of the zone and then tackle the boss fight. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully tune in for the next one.